Hi everyone, welcome to Nathan Dark Sports, and it's time to do Premier League predictions for the season. I'll start off with my prediction where each team will finish, then bold predictions for each team, then some award winners, then a tier list for each team, which I will link down below. Starting off, 20th place, Bournemouth. This is not going to work out for them. They've done nothing in the window worth anything. And they could have a nightmare, which I'll get into later. 19th place, Fulham. Fulham will do what they always do. Yo-yo their way up, down. And they were in the Premier League this year, so they get relegated. Although they haven't had a big window, so maybe that will change, although I don't think so. 18th place, Southampton. It just feels like the year they will go down. They had a poor end of the season again. And Broya is gone. Back to Chelsea, and Southampton's 11 season top flight run will come to an end. Brentford had their moments last season. It's a big games, but I don't think they're going to do quite as good this year, but they will survive. 16th, Leeds. Barely survived with a Rafinha winner, and he is gone. They're more talented than this position, but I feel like this is going to be another relegation scrap because their defense is awful, and I'll get into that later. 15th, Wolves. Not the team of a few years ago, but they still have enough to survive, I think, with their defense. 14th, Nottingham. Best of the newly promoted teams. Very solid window. Won't be 78 or anything close to it for them. 13th, Everton. Should improve a bit as they're way too talented to have finished 16th last year. No need for a pitch invasion this year when they avoid relegation, but Everton has been this for most of the last 3 decades. Uber talented. Can't meet up their talent, but I think they'll survive comfortably. 12th, Brighton. Cucurella is off to Chelsea. I think that will hurt a bit, but they'll still survive comfortably, and in a perfect scenario would push for Europe, but I don't think so. 11th, Aston Villa. Another solid team. Solid mid-table season for them again. They won't challenge for Europe, though. 10th, Crystal Palace. Could they challenge for Europe? Conor Gallagher is returning to Chelsea, but I think they should step into the top half this season. Vieira is doing an outstanding job. 9th place, West Ham. Moyes done an outstanding job leading them the Europa League, then the Conference League, but I think they're going to take a step back as Conference League football is merciless. Tottenham learned that last year. As soon as they got out, they started flying. 8th place. No Europe this season for Leicester, and I think that will help them a little bit to finish in the top half more comfortably this time. But I think they're just going to miss out on Europe to this next team. 7th, Newcastle. Not a huge summer window, but they could be the best of the rest and probably get that Conference League spot, as they were 3rd in the league from January on. Better than Spurs, by the way. And think about what I just said about them. What I'm about to say about them, correction. 6th place, Man United. If Ronaldo leaves, they may miss Europe altogether. And if he stays, they aren't top 4 contenders, let's face it. 5th, Tottenham. Great end of the season, but I feel like the Conte second season at Chelsea, yeah, it's going to happen again. Spurs finished 5th. The squad's going to hate his training methods, just like at Chelsea. And they'll be in the Europa League this time. At least 4th place, Arsenal. This is the year for Arsenal. Jesus will push them over the edge into the top 4. Great transfer window for them. And we'll get into why I think they'll have the consistency needed for top 4 later. 3rd, Chelsea. think Chelsea will make a couple more signings. They've actually signed Cucurella since I wrote this blurb. And they'll secure top 4 relatively comfortably, but not match up with Liverpool or especially City. I just gave second and first away, but everyone has the same order. Second place, Liverpool. We'll give a slight challenge to City, but I think City are just too good. Loss of Mane hurts, but several additions will help the cause, especially Nunez. All right, first place, Man City. Adding Erling Haaland made the champions even stronger. Think about this. The best young player in the world joins the Premier League champions of 4 of the past 5 years. This could be an absolute juggernaut. I could see them breaking the 100 points record. I don't think they will, but they'll come very close. All right. Bold predictions time. Bournemouth. They won't get 20 points. I'm not sure how bold this is, but I don't think after you could predict a team to not get 20 points. After Sheffield last year, I had 1 point through 18, but ended up with 23. Correction, that was 2 seasons ago. Actually, no, that was Norwich that ended up with 23, but basically the same point minus the 1 point. We all thought Norwich would be at less than 20 points, but this Bournemouth team would get well under 20 points. 15, 16 maybe. They could break Derby's record. They could challenge that. They should challenge that well into the new year. They are a nightmare. Fulham, Mitrovic will score 15 goals. He's awful when he goes up to the Premier League, but I think he'll be great this year. Not great, but very good. And this time, he will get transferred to a Premier League club once he's relegated. Southampton won't have a horrific end of the season. I just said a team is about to play their 11th straight Premier League season, and has trouble with horrible endings to the season, will not have one, but still get relegated. Yes, I mean that. I think a horrible start will do them in. They will be bottom of the table before the World Cup break. Bottom of the table. Below Bournemouth. Brentford, Thomas Frank will be sacked. Brentford will have a decent start, but they had a couple horrible runs last year, and I think one of them is going to go a little bit too long, and they're going to get a little too close to relegation, and he'll get sacked. Leeds. I think they'll score around 50 goals, but still concede 80. And they'll survive a little more comfortably, but not much more. Feels bold predicting a team to concede almost 80 goals again. They conceded 79 last year, but Leeds' defense is just as bad. And their offense still keeps them up. Wolves will score the fewest goals in the league. I think their attack is going to be horrible. But their defense is going to be outstanding and keep them up. Nottingham will be contending for Europe before Qatar. They're going to have an outstanding start and then fade away. They have an absolutely outstanding start. And they're going to tease 78 again. Not quite the league, but Europe. Champions League, maybe. Everton will never be in a serious relegation scrap. Never. They'll be at least 5 points out of the drop zone in every game after the World Cup. 12th place, Brighton will draw single-digit games. They're Brighton and Dry Albion. They draw about 15, 16, 17 games a year, basically for as long as they've been in the league, but they're not going to do that this year. 3 straight seasons drawing well over 10 games. They're not doing it this year. Aston Villa, Coutinho scores 10 league goals. He only has done this once, but I think moving to Villa will keep the spotlight off of him. As remember, he played for Liverpool, Barca, Bayern, huge clubs, huge stress, expecting to win every year, especially those last 2. Crystal Palace, they're going to Wembley again. FA Cup semi-finals last season, they will return for an FA Cup semi-final or a League Cup final. West Ham, will be in a relegation battle into January. Depth is a huge issue for them, and starting in I think it's early to mid-August for the Conference League. It'll be brutal for them. They're gonna have a horrific start, but they're gonna improve drastically from January on. Leicester, Vardy scores less than 10 goals. This feels like a season start of the decline last season, as he had huge goal droughts despite scoring 15 league goals, and can't be unexpected as he's a 36-year-old striker, but I think this is the end of Vardy being a great player. Newcastle, they will struggle to start. I have a weird feeling they're going to struggle a bit to start. Not that much, but a little struggle. They ended on a fantastic note last season, and I think they can keep that mostly going for most of the season, but I think they're going to struggle to start. Here's the big one. Ronaldo leaves in Man United. Ronaldo leaves in January. Ronaldo will not play in a Europa League game. That's not Ronaldo's thing. He's going to force a move to a Champions League club in January. I don't think he's going to care which one, to be honest. That's why I'm not going to predict one. But I'll predict one right now, and I'm going to say Inter Milan, if they make it out. Otherwise, for teams that I know will make it out, I think he'll go to... Ooh, this is tough. Teams that I know will make it out. Then United's not going to sell for an English club, so I think they're going to go... Well, I'll pick a good one. PSG. Ooh, if Inter don't make it out, PSG are going to try to make a bid. Tottenham will not make it out of the UCL group. Conte, Europe, not a good match. Tottenham have struggled in Europe a lot too. Remember, they couldn't get out of their Conference League group last year. Vitesse and Mura ruined them. All right. Arsenal will not lose 3 straight league games. They've lost 3 straight league games multiple times and have done that frequently over the past few seasons, but they will not do it this year, and top 4 will be theirs. Chelsea. Raheem Sterling's 20 goals in all comps. He'll improve on tallies of 14 and 17 in the last 2 years, as he'll be more of a full-time player, the focal point of an attack, and he'll do an outstanding job. Liverpool will drop points at least once to Everton. I just feel like Everton are going to show up once and get at least a draw off Liverpool. Man City, they will not get 100 points because Erling Haaland will struggle. Erling Haaland will struggle a bit, especially early, to adjust to the physicality of the Premier League. And he'll fall off to maybe 12 or 13 league goals. And City will end up with something like 95 points. Easily winning the title. Now it's time for awards. Manager of the Year. Pep Guardiola. Champions comfortably. No shock finishers in the top 4. Or even challenging for it. Easy choice. Golden Boot, Salah. Default pick. Extremely rested. Egypt have not qualified for the World Cup, and that will help him a lot. Golden Glove, Ederson. One of the 5 best keepers in the world, for sure. Needs a massive first half to try to take the Brazil gloves from Alisson, and clean sheets will help the cause. He'll be extra motivated. Most assists, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Come close a couple times. I think he's going to do it this year. Player of the Year, De Bruyne. Easy default pick. Best player for several years. All right. Now for tier maker. There's a lot of tiers in this. The S plus tier, Man City. Cup winners. I think Manchester City will win both the league and FA Cups. The Cup and FA Cup. I think Real Madrid will win the Champions League. Roma will win the Europa League. Real Betis will win the Conference League. I'll go with champions from other leagues as well. La Liga, Real Madrid. Serie A, AC Milan. Bundesliga, Bayern Munich, easy. League One, PSG, easy. Eredivisie, Ajax. Portuguese League, Sporting. Scottish League, Rangers. And now for the tier list. S plus tier, Man City. S tier, correct, S plus tier, Man City. This is self-explanatory. They are an elite team. S tier, Liverpool. They've been too good the last few years to not at least have them in S. A tier, Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham. They're the top 4 fighters. B tier, Man United, Newcastle. Yeah, not good for Man United, outstanding for Newcastle. C tier, Leicester, West Ham, Palace, Villa, Brighton, Everton. No relegation battle, but no Europe either. D tier, Nottingham, Wolves, Leeds, Brentford, Southampton. These are the ones that are going to be in a bit of a relegation battle. I don't think Nottingham will be as much of it, but I don't think they're the C tier either. F tier, Fulham, Bournemouth. They're going down, straight down back to the championship. Where Fulham will go back up again and back down, up, down for the remainder of eternity, along with Norwich, flipping with Norwich. Like the Fulham and Norwich get sub off for each other. This feels like Barkley and Kovacic during the Sarri season. Yeah, that was crazy, but more importantly, tell me what you think, tell me your predictions, and subscribe and follow me on Twitter. Thank you for watching.